Alright, bros. We are live, I believe. Let me see how the stream looks. See if this is looking all ridiculous as shit right now. Come on, stream, you gotta load. I believe in you. Nope, it's not gonna work like that. Okay. Gonna go with that. That should fix it, I believe. No, it doesn't want to fix it. Oh, we're gonna do some Pathfinder, Pipe. We are gonna do some Pathfinder. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons with Caney and Legend John and Hecadus and Takai and me and a couple other people. Well, one other person, our DM, that you guys don't know just yet. We are bumping into a slight issue right now, though, because I can't get the actual rolls to show on this screen because OBS doesn't want to go ahead and pick this up. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the bros in the call, and we'll worry about that in a second. What's up, man? For some reason, OBS is being a little stupid right now. So, how does sound? Let's do a sound check with chat. How's everyone's sound? Coming through clear?
Test.
Can't tell. Hello.
1, 2, 3.
Too loud, too quiet, anything in particular?
YOLO.
Hello.
YOLO.
Caney did win the bidding war, yes.
Yeah,
He
that
won
wasn't
it
even
at,
close.
Pro tip: I always win the bidding.
200? Bullshit!
Alright, let's introduce. Let's introduce people.
Well, yeah, you guys go about introducing. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this all fixed up. Because for some reason the software capture doesn't want to work properly for me.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'll go first. I'm Legend John. Hi, I'm Mod Ryan's chat. What's up?
Yeah, I'm Takai. Actually, it's pronounced Chakai, but Takai works just fine. I just
Chakai?
like to watch. Yeah, TH.
It's not
This is
pronounced that.
news to
No.
me. What the fuck?
Go away. It's not pronounced that.
Hey, Google
Confident
Ponfei.
Takai does in English.
Pohnpei. Ponfei. That's where it's from. If you don't believe me. But yeah, I'm just a viewer. So
He's one of the bros, not just a viewer. Been around for a
True.
while
He
now.
is-
I have been around since like the very first string.
Not just some guy. Caney, introduce
Caney.
yourself, you noob.
I am Caney. I am the rich guy. I am the one that nobody knows what I do for a living, and that's that.
It's all true. And we've got Hecadus.
Yeah, Hecadus. I just camp in Sobo's chat and say hi to Ryan a lot.
He's another one of our viewers. He's been around for a while. He's the one who has actually basically carried me through this so far. Definitely been like easily the biggest help, other than Legend John obviously setting the group up, but with me being an idiot. And DM, go ahead. You introduce yourself, and then I'll do me.
That would be me, and I usually go by Psycho. I'm not sure why. Happened a long time ago.
We've got Psycho Buddy. It's one of, as far as I know, Hecadus's old DM or current DM.
Yeah, current DM.
It's decided.
Can we
to
also
come
get
at
some
this time.
background on like your tabletop stuff, Keith?
Yeah. How long have you been doing this, man? Psycho.
Ooh.
Psycho, please.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Crazy thing.
Putting him on the spotlight, you jerks.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, yeah, I've only been DMing Pathfinder for a few months, but I've been playing D&D for years.
Cool. And I am Sobo. If you don't know who I am, you're probably on the wrong channel. I play video games. I do really poorly at them. I'm also the only Mexican on the internet. I'm currently the #1 record holder on Ryan's stream for the biggest donation of all time. Get out, Caney. I'm also
I
awful.
am the #1 top donator.
I'm also awful at artsy fartsy stuff. For those of you who haven't actually hung out, I'm horrible at like the left side of my brain. Just doesn't function properly for some reason. So we're probably going to have a good bit of help here from more artsy people. yeah, other than that, I don't really think there's many other questions. There's rules just below the stream. Please go ahead and respect those. Backseat gaming is fine as long as you're not being a twat about it. It's cool. This is going to be our first week together, so it's probably going to be a little bit bumpier than average. And if anyone knows how to get the actual rolls to show up on stream right now, they're like just to the right in this Roll20 thing. It doesn't want to load for me properly, so if anyone knows how to fix that, let me know, because it's not working for me.
What?
Yeah.
I see
Oh,
it
hold on.
stream.
Now
Oh, there
it's
you go.
working. It's
Yeah.
working, kind of. Hold on.
So will please.
I think I have to manually actually extend all of this, because when I set it to full screen, it like freaks out.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Seizure.
what is this?
What?
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Something stupid is happening with the stream
Guys, stuff is happening.
where it doesn't want to work properly. So I'm gonna keep messing around with this for a little while.
So while Sobo's nothing with this,
Nothing.
would it be possible? Yeah, whatever. Would it be possible to get a little bit of background of like where we are and what we're doing, just for the viewers and stuff?
Get a world in, if you want.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Psycho.
Oh, hey, what?
Just like a general overview of like the world we're in, so that the viewers, they don't have the thing we were reading earlier.
Where are we, Psych?
Well, right now. I'm suddenly not prepared.
All right. I mean,
Good
I can
start.
give my really, really bad idea of what's going on here from like skimming over it last night because I'm like dumb and haven't actually read the whole thing.
This is,
Oh yeah, go for that.
Cool.
This is a good start, guys.
So we're in Ustalov. Is that the name of our country?
I believe so.
Which is an incredibly wrecked part of the world. It was under the tyrannical hold of somebody called the Whispering Tyrant, crazy enough. Basically, he's a huge asshole, summoned a lot of undead things, and made things go bump in the night for like a couple billion years. It's not actually a couple billion years, but for a good long time. He was overthrown 100 years ago or so, and everybody just bailed on the country. So the country has kind of fallen into this nasty, undead, horrible things happening all over the place, but no real effective ruling class to handle it, and no real military support from anybody around. So there's lots of just bad things that usually don't happen in the worlds, such as, undeads roaming around being assholes, those kinds of things. Everything's a bit creepy. Yeah, I think
Stereotypical Transylvania.
yeah, pretty much Transylvania without any military support whatsoever. That being said, where there's also quite a bit of racism as far as like the actual races in game goes. Not like we
They
hate
hate me.
black people, like we hate Legend John because he's a half elf. There's orcs to our eastern border. One of the borders is controlled by like
Yeah, it's the western border.
hordes and hordes of orcs. So half orcs are also pretty much hated because they're constantly raiding and rampaging and raping our people. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary.
Yeah, I definitely didn't read this. This is nice.
God damn it,
Well,
John.
welcome aboard, John.
Well, he did have, at least a mild excuse yesterday.
Yes,
Ah.
excuses
A
are
mild
great.
excuse.
House kind of flooding. Good enough.
That's
All right.
secondary, John.
So, Psych, where are we and what are we doing? Do you want to just start in like an inn? Do you want to start at the funeral and do like an intro of everybody? How do we want to introduce our actual characters?
Well, right now, you've all just bundled together outside the graveyard on the outskirts of the town of Ravenborough, because you've received a summons to the funeral of your friend, Professor Harvloff, I think it is now.
Lorimar.
Professor some guy. It's
Yeah.
too complicated to pronounce.
The professor.
Lord
Nobody ever
Lord
remembers
Professor.
his name.
Yeah, the professor.
His
He was a
name
cool guy.
is Petros Lorimore.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anyway,
Okay,
But-
so we just
He's dead. We're at his funeral.
Yep.
Are we
Yeah.
all just in a general common room type deal then? And we're all just like sitting around saying, man, this sucks that this guy's dead? Or is he already buried? Where exactly are we at during the day?
Padoosh.
Kadoosh. Something happened.
I moved the map.
There are things on the screen.
Alright. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Essentially, south entrance to the graveyard. You meet up with Professor... I forgot his name already.
Lowermore.
He's not very memorable. Professor Petros's daughter, who is 25 years old and wearing dark funeral attire, and her eyes are blood red from crying, as well as another 4 members of the funeral party and an oaken casket. Incidentally, 4 of you are going to need to be pallbearers to carry the casket.
Not me, because I'm emo.
I'm strong. I'll carry it.
I'll carry it as well.
Because I am short as fuck.
That's true.
Carry
You are
it.
a dwarf, and
Yeah, John, get in here. You got to do it. He's a dwarf. He can't hold this shit.
Darn it, I'm emo, guys. Great. I'll carry the casket while looking emo.
you're pulling it off well.
Also have a cowl over my face, because I can.
Okay.
All right.
Just
I'm
just
just
for
gonna
the
point
chat.
out, aren't caskets inherently emo?
I feel like a funeral. Yeah, I feel like a funeral would inherently mean
I
that we're all
fit,
rather
I fit
upset.
right in.
Yeah.
I fit right in.
You're doing
Perfect.
fine.
Just for the chat. Sobo is a human musket man. I believe?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
actually let these intros come in as we actually get in here. We'll get in and actually intro everybody. I'm assuming
Okay.
relatively soon. I'm assuming we're gonna go on with this funeral procession and then meet up and talk. I assume we're not just randomly as soon as this is over go jump into a dungeon, right?
Not really, no.
So yeah.
Go for it.
So we're just carrying this dude down the way to the hole, basically.
Yep.
We do intros here then.
Yeah.
Can if you want to.
Sure.
Do it.
Okay. So my character, who is unnamed because I'm lazy and didn't actually bother naming him, on the actual thing, everyone else has got their names all pretty down in here. I guess it would be here because I'm not on stream on that side. His name is Solomon Bongo. He's an 18-year-old human. He is a musket man. He is incredibly thin, but incredibly good with his gun. And I guess in-game, I can go ahead and turn to Rockarook and ask him why he's here. How do you know the professor?
While we're carrying the casket.
Yeah, we're carrying the cast down the road. I figure we might as well talk, right?
Okay.
I used to, or I helped him once, and he helped me.
All right, and it's an incredibly short answer, but sure.
Yep.
Sherlock.
Dude, I'm emo.
Sherlock. I am leading the pack. I'm this guy right here. I am a dwarven barbarian, and I've met the professor once. You could say I saved his life almost, but we'll leave it at that for now. Let's just finish this whole thing.
Fair enough. So far I've talked to 2 people, and both of them are assholes. What about
Yeah,
you,
I'll go
Cleric?
next, I guess.
What about you, Cleric?
Yeah, so again, I play the character of it's Kaladin Longstride. He's a human, 23 years old, male, 195, with like green eyes, blonde hair. It's pretty long, kind of held by or tied back. He is kind of a soldier fighter type, and he knew Professor Lormore from serving him on his personal guard for about a year to 2 years.
So that means
this-
that actually me and Kaladin are actually friends then, right?
We could have served at different points. I didn't serve with him until he died, like mine was before.
Well, fine, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Rick.
At
I
this
don't do
point,
friends.
the cleric speaks up. His name is Marcus, and he tells all of you to shut the hell up because it's disrespectful to the dead, and continues to carry the casket without explaining why he's here. He basically got paid as well to do jobs before.
And I mumble about how you guys are all douchebags.
I probably didn't say that I'm a ranger, by the way.
No, you didn't at all.
Say that.
We know nothing about you except that you're incredibly upset.
I'm a ranger, guys.
So then I guess we just continue marching down the path.
So, the march is generally uneventful, and it's not really much way to describe it. It's a funeral march, you know.
Sure. Yeah, we walk down the path carrying this casket.
People are sad, the lady's crying, people are assholes. Case in point.
Tired, fucking everybody's an asshole.
But, you have to walk up from the south along this little path here. And as you round the corner, you encounter an angry mob of roughly a dozen villagers who, they seem fairly pissed. And, as you approach, A man steps forward wearing an older military uniform and shouts out, "That's far enough. We've been talking, and we don't want Lorimor buried in the Wrestlands. You can take him upriver and bury him there if you want, but he ain't going underground here."
Okay.
Well,
So you want me to carry this casket out of the graveyard, take him up the river, and bury him you just want me to carry this on my back then?
You can take him anywhere but here.
Does the daughter have any preference, or is she objecting at all?
Why, yes, she is. She shouts out in grief, "What are you talking about? I've already arranged the funeral with Father Grimborough. He's waiting for us, and the grave's already been excavated."
I'm going to go ahead and tell this guy to move aside and just continue walking forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will nod in agreement and do the same.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I'm just still staring.
So, you're just
Emo.
gonna try to keep marching forward?
I'm just going to keep marching forward. I'm going to tell him to move aside. I'm assuming he's some distance away from us. I'm going to tell him to move aside in my best ex-military accent that I can, and I'm going to continue marching directly at him if he's standing in the middle of the road. I'm not going to run straight into him, but I'm going to continue marching up to him, and if he's right in front of me, we'll have another conversation. But for now, I'm going to try to yell at him and tell him to get the hell out of the way, essentially.
so there's all these guys right in front of us now?
Yep.
So 12 guys.
And as
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue marching with them and just.
as you get about halfway, he informs you that this is your final warning to turn around and head back the way you came.
Final
At this
warning.
point, I'm just gonna put my hand on my two-hander, which is on my back, on my two-handed axe, and say, "Move aside if you know what's best for you."
Sherlock, calm down. Why are we being acquiesced like this? Why is he unable to be buried here?
Because we won't have a necromancer buried among our kin.
A necromancer? That's a pretty ballsy claim. Do you have any evidence of this?
Alright, hold on. While they're doing this, I'm going to stop carrying the thing and walk around the side.
So we're gonna drop this casket right now.
Okay.
Yep. I don't. Yep. Pretty
Amazing.
much. Unless you guys can carry it yourselves.
I mean,
Or if Sherlock, tries to carry it.
Alright, so as I'm trying to have this intelligent conversation, the casket just falls over. The dude's laying dead on the side of the road. Great.
Pretty much, yeah.
Should
I
we
will
make
try
a...
and shoulder the weight of it.
I'll
much
yeah,
does the
I'll
casket
also slip... Which side was he on?
He was on
Well.
the left, right?
That's it.
So he's on your side.
What an asshole.
He's on the same side as the cleric.
Yeah. So, Cleric, how's your strength, bro?
Not good.
I'll go towards the front and hold the front of it then, and you guys can hold the back together.
How much does this thing weigh? Let's just get there. How much does this thing weigh?
A bit more than a person, 230.
Easy peasy. I can hold
I
this
got
all
this.
day long.
I got this.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm going that way.
Alright. I'm just gonna set... So, John, please.
God, please.
John, please. Get this shit out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, motion at the rest of the party that hasn't walked off randomly that we should go ahead and set this down and have this conversation.
Set the coffin down.
Okay.
And I ask him, do you have any evidence that he is a necromancer? That's an incredibly bold claim for an incredibly well-loved and well-achieved man.
At this point, the leader gets incredibly frustrated with you and shouts out, "There's no use debating with these fools. Seize them."
So can I be behind them yet?
Behind who?
I just wanted to be behind that group of people.
No.
No.
Can I be to the side of the group of people yet?
No.
Darn it.
So at this point,
So we're under arrest, right? They're coming at us to arrest us.
Pretty much.
Okay,
That's
then I'm
right.
gonna pull my gun and point it at them and use a bluff check to get these guys to back the fuck off.
I'm also gonna do that, but with my bow because I don't have a gun.
Are you gonna outright lie to them, or are you gonna intimidate them?
Yeah.
Probably more intimidation.
I'm gonna go ahead and intimidate. Yeah, intimidate check. That's what I'm
Okay.
doing.
roll intimidate, and anyone who wants to assist him also roll
All over
intimidate.
that.
Okay, same here.
Let me grab my character sheet up again real quick. For whatever reason, I was too
Turns
slow.
out
That's
I'm
for
really
the
bad
assist.
at. Turns out I'm really bad at intimidating people.
Turns out I'm great at intimidating people, so...
I intimidate the fuck out of them.
what is my... It's
Plus
plus 9,
2,
right?
+7.
plus 4.
Wait,
Jesus.
+7.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a pretty intimidating bunch.
So everybody else is looking really angry, and I'm just sitting there.
Besides
Like,
John.
how do I work?
Besides
with
John. Yeah, John can't remember which way his bow goes, but...
So as I'm intimidating this group, I kind of look at Sobo, and I'm basically saying loudly enough for the crowd to hear them. So, besides Professor Lorimore, how many bodies do you think we'll have to bury besides him? Any bets?
It depends on if these guys let us go or not. If this group decides to let us go, there will be no more blood. There will be no bloodshed today.
Okay. At the sight of your weapons, they're going to get very disgruntled and march off back down the path, muttering to themselves.
Fair enough. The lady's here with us, right? His daughter?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to approach her and just ask her what she wants us to do.
Yeah.
I do not want to kill 20 townsmen today. Should we just go ahead and bury him up at the river? We have a cleric of our own. I am assuming he knows his own rights that we can give him. It won't be the greatest funeral of all time, and definitely not the one this man deserves. But I would rather not kill 20 plus people to give him the honor he deserves. I don't think he would want that.
The priest is still waiting for us. Let's just get this funeral over with.
Okay. I'm going to yell over at John's useless ass. Rock, go find the priest. Tell him that we'll be at the river.
I'm gonna do that.
And I'm going to go back and lift this fucking casket again and start marching towards the predetermined place.
At this point, we're carrying the casket in a triangle form with one person at the head and
I'll be
like,
at the
two
back.
people at the head,
I'll be at the
and like
back.
one at the base. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause yeah.
I'll be where you are. Actually, move.
Okay.
Go off to find said
respectful.
dude.
Also, Sherlock, keep an eye on them. I don't trust them.
I'm gonna have my two-handed axe out.
Yeah, I don't trust those dirty half-elf bastards.
Just watching for anything.
And then we start marching back out of here towards where we're supposed to be burying him now, apparently.
I turn around and shoot you in the face.
Rock, please.
Well, since the angry mob has run off, you all managed to make it to the burial site rather uneventfully. But there you find the priests and two grave diggers. The priest's name is Father Grimber.
Do I notice what faith this priest follows? Like which god?
No, you don't.
There's no markings whatsoever?
No, not really.
Okay.
He's just chilling. Okay. I'm gonna approach him and immediately say, what was that all about?
Some of the village people can be an ignorant bunch.
People are genuinely ignorant most of the time, but they seemed a little bit beyond average upset. They were claiming he's a necromancer. And for somebody of his power and his... I mean, this isn't some guy, right? This is Professor blah, 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 whatever his name is. How do they have claim to just say that he's a necromancer and throw him out of the grave?
There are rumors that he's been collecting many dark tomes.
Okay. Well, then let's get him in the ground and get out of this backwater-ass village. So, I'm assuming the grave hasn't been dug yet?
The grave has been dug.
It's been dug? Okay, cool.
Yep. Two figures stand right there.
Marcus,
Yes.
do you want to help me lower this guy in? Marcus, Calvin,
yeah.
you guys help me
Yeah.
lower him down?
Yeah,
I'm assuming the grave diggers are going to give us a hand as well.
Indeed.
So we intern his body.
Yep. We're going to close the casket since you said it's open. We're going to go ahead and close that shit. We're going to put him in the hole.
Okay. As you're closing the casket, you notice that his face is significantly smashed up, while the body looks pretty well preserved.
Why is he bruised?
Just dropped him.
We didn't drop
No, we
him.
never did. We got that. We are all over that.
He didn't
That
fall,
would-
right?
That wouldn't bruise him right away.
Yeah, why is he bruised?
Not bruised, smashed.
Smashed?
Why has he
Oh,
been
shit.
battered?
Oh, I smashed.
How did the professor die?
As in, there's essentially no face left.
Yeah, how did the professor die? I asked to his daughter.
To the daughter, the daughter informs you that she doesn't, or she's been trying to keep out of this horrid affair.
Okay, then I asked the priest. What are the rumors of how the professor died? Do you know anything at all about this? His face is literally jacked. Like, what happened here? From what I know of him, he was never one for combat. He hired people if combat had to happen, and it was usually in a defensive sense.
Mm-hmm. I'm told there was a horrible accident on the other side of the graveyard.
Okay.
At this point, would I be able to try and cast Mending to restore the face a little bit?
Not at all.
Oh god. So it's really jacked up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
there's not really any face left.
Yeah.
well, then I guess I'll close the casket.
Not a pleasant sight.
Sorry, bro.
Are you sure that his face was jacked up, Solomon? I thought the professor was just that ugly.
I don't remember him being that ugly, no. I worked with him a couple times, and he wasn't the greatest looking old man, but
Have some respect, guys.
he'd be alright.
The dead don't have feelings anymore.
So we go about putting him in the hole, funeral rites, all of that nonsense, yeah.
Yeah.
No further complications present themselves while lowering the coffin into the open grave. And Father Grimborough gives a short sermon.
Cool.
And he then invites you to say a few words if you would like.
I'm standing in the back like an emo kid still.
Yeah, Rock is so I don't even know if he ever actually made it because I sent him to find the priest, but the priest was already here, so
Is he even
he's
on
fucking-
the map?
He's lost. I don't know where the hell Rock's at.
He ran off.
I don't really have much to say. He was a good man when he employed me. He never did any wrong by me, and I did my best to protect him. This is the one time I wasn't there. It's about all I've got for him, honestly.
You must be so torn up inside.
I'm not happy about it, but I mean, it's not like we weren't best friends. It was an employer-employee relationship.
Primarily being hired.
Yeah, I mean, I'm upset that I'm not going to get any more money, and I never wished ill will on the guy. He'd never done anything wrong by me, but I'm not going to break down in tears.
Professor had a generous wallet, that was about it.
Yeah.
Oh. I will say that over the years that I was with him, he was an extremely kind and generous person, and he really kind of helped restore my faith in humanity.
I'll nod in agreement and say that once we're done with this, I'm going to have a word with those gentlemen from earlier.
Yes, let's just bury the man. I'm sure.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Rip, rip, rip.
Rip in pieces.
At this point, I do a silent prayer from my religion. Just leave it at that.
Okay. The grave diggers then fill in the grave, bury the casket, and leave with Father Grimborough. At which point, Kendra turns to you and says, "Would you please accompany me back to my home for the reading of the will?"
Is it incredibly urgent? Do we need to head there now? Or can I have a minute to go and find those gentlemen from earlier and discuss with them?
You can take as long as you want, but the sooner the better.
Okay. I'll be there. I'm literally just going to go talk to these guys real quick. I will meet you there. You want to take Rock? Do you want to go with them? Let's go with her and find out where it is. I assume you're the quickest of us, so you'll be the easiest to find your way there and back. Go with her so we know where she's at, and then meet up with us.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to start heading towards the other side of the graveyard. I'm going to go look for those guys again.
I'd like to follow him because I have the same
would join.
sentiments.
I want to follow Soba.
Also, yes, I did name my character Solomon Bongo purely so that everyone can still call me Sobo. That did happen. Okay, so across the graveyard looking for the gentleman who we had the argument with at first. You said he was wearing old military rags, right? Old military gear. The elder gentleman who decided he was going to flex on me.
Yeah,
Yep.
he typed yes in chat.
Cool. Okay. So Psycho actually has got a phone call right now. That's fine. So let's go ahead and talk to chat for a minute. Chat, how does everything sound? I did not actually run a sound check before this because I'm an idiot. And just for more general background knowledge, my character is literally a hired gun. That's the only way I know this guy.
Yeah, same here.
I am 5'10". I'm super skinny. I'm 130 pounds. I think we decided 140 pounds.
140.
140 pounds, 5'10". I'm and I'm only 18 years old. But I've been hired by this man to go ahead and protect him. So pull from that which will. Marcus, what do you look like?
The cleric himself, he
Okay.
is 160 pounds, ranking at 6 feet tall. He's got black hair and dark eyes. He's dressed in all black right now, currently for the funeral. He's pretty tall, lanky. He's not slender, but he's definitely fit. He's been wearing some armor for a while now, so just natural build-up.
Sure.
My ranger is 6'1", 150, dark green eyes, brown,
And you're a half elf, right?
Yeah, half elf, short brown hair. And he's still in his ranger stuff with the cloak on and stuff.
Is Psycho, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do physical descriptions more later then. Let's continue.
Okay, now, if you're gonna chase him down, do any of you have the tracking skill?
We're not
Or-
chasing. I'm not like pursuing this guy in an aggressive manner. I'm just walking back to the graveyard to see if any of them are still around, and if not, I'm just walking through it to the other side that they were protecting earlier. I'm not gonna try to hunt this guy down and beat him to death or anything. I'm just literally looking for him if he's back over there by any chance. If he's not, then we'll talk about if we actually want to do anything with it.
No, you find that they've all left to head back to town
Okay.
after you pointed a gun at their face.
I mean, yeah, I assumed they weren't going to
Yeah.
stick around, but I wanted to check just in case they were protecting anything in particular over there. Okay, so, guys, do you want to... She said we have as long as we want. Do you want to go back to town and try to break this all down now, or do you want to go read the will and we'll deal with that lot later?
Let's not keep the lady waiting. She's been through
Yeah.
enough today.
Fair enough. Sherlock, you're comfortable with this?
Yes, let's just go back to the
Okay. Heading back towards... We're walking back basically to where we were, hoping we bump into Rock, essentially, and Rock, I'm assuming, is going to find us, so we're going to head over to the house.
Well, I was with the chick, so...
Yeah, you went with the chick, and then you were supposed to come back and meet us back here, so that you could lead us back to where she lives, because we don't know where the hell she lives, I assume.
I mean, she's a professor's daughter. I'm assuming she's, still in his house.
Sure.
She used to live in his house from,
Wherever she
working
wanted
for
us
him.
to go hear the will, that's where we're heading.
Yeah.
If it's at her house, his house, wherever it is.
Well, it's their house.
Sure.
But there's no longer a him.
How old is she, by the way? I haven't actually asked her, but how old does she appear?
25.
Nice. About to get it in. All right, so we're heading to her place.
Okay.
What, dude? Grieving people. Easy money. Let's go.
Wow.
And what's his face on the way back to town, and you're escorted to her home.
Cool.
Where she informs you that the reading of the will is going to require a councilman, and she's been informed that he will arrive in roughly an hour.
Okay. Well, looks like we got an hour to kill, guys. What do you want to do? You want to go see if we can't go up to the bar and see if we bump it? So this is completely stereotypical, but I'm rolling with it anyways because I feel like my guy would say it. So because he's ex-military, basically special forces, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just go with this. The guy was in the military, right? He was wearing military rags. If you want, we can go down to a bar real quick. I bet you we'll find his useless self in there somewhere drinking his woes away. Do you want to go pursue him a little bit for the hour until this guy shows up, or would you rather just hang out here?
I wouldn't mind at least having a discussion with him, because I worry about the professor's grave being defiled in some way.
I imagine this guy is drinking now. So if we wait for the will to be read and then go and look for him, I imagine he was already belligerent. Like, he already threatened to arrest us because we were carrying a casket, right? So I assume as alcohol enters his body, he's not going to get any more welcoming. So I think we should probably find him as soon as possible.
Sooner than later.
I don't want to be in these closed rooms.
So Rock, you're cool just leaving.
Yep.
Marcus, what do you think?
I feel like if they had a bone to pick with us, they would come to the lady's house and take it against her afterwards, since
Sure.
we did it against her wishes.
Okay, so do you want to stay here with Sherlock and the three of us will go and look for him? I'm not looking for a fight. I'm just looking for answers.
Be my guest.
Fair enough. So me, Sherlock, you're cool with staying here? Protect the
Yeah.
lady just in case something goes down?
I'll
Awesome.
just stay here.
I'll
So
go.
me, the ranger, and the fighter head out to go to just the whatever local inn, whatever the closest bar is. I'm gonna walk outside, ask a guard, "Hey, where can I get a booze?" And I'm gonna go wherever he points me to. I'm not looking anywhere in particular. Just walk into a bar.
Okay. The nearest tavern is actually called the Laughing Demon.
The Laughing Demon.
Yep.
Nice. Marcus would fit
Alright,
right in.
Let's go.
So I walk in the room. Do I see anybody that I recognize from the mob earlier we had to deal with?
Actually, yes. Their leader and the tavern keep who was at the funeral,
Okay. Where is the leader?
off in the corner of the bar, drinking himself into a coma.
Nice. Fucking read like a book, kid. So I'm gonna walk straight up to the barkeep. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna ask him for whatever the standard booze is here. I don't want anything super fancy, but I would like some drink. I'd basically ask him what's on tap, if you will.
I'm gonna stand next to the door with my hood up, making sure nobody knows that I'm a half elf. Hopefully.
Good call.
Yeah,
Okay.
really good call.
At any rate, the barkeep turns to you and exclaims, "My good friend, at this establishment, the only alcoholic beverage we have is liquid ghosts."
Beautiful.
I'll take one.
How much are these?
5 gold a pop, I think.
5 gold a pop. Are they shots?
No, pint.
Pint. Done. I'll take 3.
Beautiful.
And I throw down, we'll call it 16 gold to keep the extra one.
Lovely. The beverage is a pale ale, faintly glowing and with a greenish tint.
Okay. I'm going to hand 1 to Kaladin, tell him to stay here, watch the bar, make sure that nobody sneaks up on me, and I'm going to walk up to the gentleman in the corner, put a mug down next to him, and sit down and say, "So what was that all about?"
He pushes the beverage away and says, "I don't have to explain myself to you."
Look, I'm just an employee. I have literally no connections with this man more than he hired me a few times to do a job. But if there's necromancy afoot, I would like to hear about it.
You do your best to stay out of it.
So at this point, I'm just looking at this man incredulously, just eyes wide. Like you're telling me that a very powerful necromancer who's gone across the entire country collecting artifacts is now dead. I'm expected at the reading of his will in 45 minutes, and I should just be cool? No, I'm gonna need some kind of an explanation before I walk into a house that could be filled with the undead.
Oh, but the undead are friendly. Everyone loves the undead.
What is going on here? I have no need. I don't want to fight. I'm not here for an argument. I just want to know, what have I gotten myself into? What was my ex-employer? What has he been doing?
Diplomacy check.
Diplomacy check. Okay.
Yes.
You got the wrong cop there, Sebo.
I've got the. See, I wanted you to come, but you weren't down. I was kept trying to hey, come on, bro, we're gonna good cop, bad cop this motherfucker, but I have to keep it within the.
Intimidate. What the hell?
Okay, so diplomacy check. I'm not in it. It's not in my skills, so just a +2.
Yeah, I believe
yeah.
your charisma is.
My
If you don't have
charisma's
any
just +2,
thing in it, then it's just charisma mod.
which is just flat +2. Cool. I'm awful. I spill my drink. I fucking slur my words. My eyes roll back. I don't know. Horrible things.
It tells you to get out of his face and leave him alone while he can finish his drink.
Cool. Is there anyone else in here that I recognize from this place? I'm not even going to acknowledge what he just said. I'm literally just going to turn my head and look around the bar. Is there anybody else here that I recognize other than the barkeep?
Nope, it's just him and the barkeep.
Okay. I'm going to grab my
son working in the kitchen.
I'm going to grab my awful pint of whatever the shit this stuff is that I haven't even touched yet, by the way. I'm going to walk back up to the barkeep and I'm going to say, barkeep, what was the late professor accused of?
Well, some of the local people believe him to be a necromancer.
Why? Is there any kind of evidence? I'm expected at the reading of his will in 45 minutes, and I would like to know what's going on.
Nothing but rumors at the moment.
Okay. So they denied him entry to his grave that he had prearranged, prepaid for, pre-everything, based on rumor?
They grow fearful due to recent happenstances in the village.
I'm no stranger to this country. I'm aware of what's gone on. But even that, knowing that still seems a bit exorbitant, doesn't it?
Well, as I've said before, they're a superstitious lot, and they believe that by burning his corpse at the altar, it will release the curse upon this town.
They believe there's a curse upon this town.
Yeah.
What curse?
What curse don't we have? There's been rumors of undead roaming the landscapes, floating skulls cackling in the night.
I mean, that's all pretty normal for here, right? It could be worse. That is the country. Well, Kaladin, we're not getting much, man. You want to just head back?
I just wanted to give 1 second with the guy, and I'm just going to walk over to the table and just tell him, he's like, I know you may have your issues with him, but the professor was a good man. I worked with him for a number of years, and he was no necromancer. And then I just kind of lean really close to him and just whisper in his ear, and if anything happens to his grave afterwards, I will find you. And then I'll walk away.
I'll tell the barkeep that I knew the professor for a number of years. I worked under him multiple times as a bodyguard, and on all of the jobs I was on, I never saw any necromancy. I never saw any anything. He was a good man. He only hired us to protect him from people who would do him wrong, never in an offensive capacity at all. I'll find the prettiest girl in the bar, set the drink down next to her, smash mine, and walk out the door.
You're gonna smash your drink?
I'm gonna smash my... Well, I'm not gonna smash it like break it somewhere. I'm gonna slam it as in chug it. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this. I don't know what it is. I've never heard of this drink at all. But
I'm gonna be drunk.
I'm just gonna down
will
it.
Reading.
No, man.
I'm about to be drunk at a will reading.
I don't get that drunk. I'll be fine. Shit better get me fucked up though. I paid 5 gold for this shit. I better get a buzz going. Do I get a buzz going, Psycho?
Sure, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll down mine as well.
I'm gonna go with 14% alcohol. Pint.
Nice.
Should get you enough.
Nice.
Weed.
Good Canadian beer up in this shit.
Okay,
So I'll wave
let me
Kaladin
know
over,
when
head
I
out the
can do
door.
something while they're gone.
Rockarook size.
Yeah, we're heading back, so whatever's happening in the other room, by all means.
Okay, so while they're gone, I want to sit down and talk to the daughter herself.
Okay.
Basically, it just starts out with friendly banter at first, some fond memories with involving the professor. And at some point, I slip in about the crowd, and I'm like, that was really inappropriate of them, and I do apologize that you had to see that. But, truth be told, do you know anything specifically about what they were talking about?
I don't know why they would accuse him of necromancy. They're just ignorant fools.
Have you heard any rumors recently about that? Like, why would they just come up for no reason if you've never heard anything, period?
My father was studying how to remove the affliction upon this town, and as such, he was spending long nights in the university. I think it might have had something to do with that.
Okay. Can I do a like sense motive? Is she partially hiding anything or not telling me something?
Oh, what is that? A roll?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll d20. 25.
Nice.
Okay. You could tell that she has no idea why they believe him to be a necromancer.
Okay.
She just knows him as a lovable old man.
Did she? I asked her if she knows anything specific about his research, and mentioned that I have been privy to some of his research before, working with him and whatnot, so I would be able to discern the nature of it.
He wouldn't talk to me about it.
Okay. I spend the rest of my time just small talking and trying to make her like me more as a person as a whole. I mean, she seemed like a decent person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, since I need to ask this at least once, how hot is she?
Roll for hotness. Roll for hotness.
Oh, God.
Should I have brought the beer back to the house and given it to her is basically what we're asking right now.
It looks like an 8.
Nice!
Are we talking the linear scale or the exponential scale?
So she's like, is she an 8 on charisma, or is she an 8, like, finding shit? Because if she's an 8 on charisma, I'm out. If she's an 8 out of 10, we're in this.
Alright, here to upload the picture.
Oh, God.
Nice, we're getting a
There's
picture.
Picture.
Pics, and it did happen, bros.
So
Oh,
while this is being uploaded, Sherlock overhears all that happens between daughter and Marcus, and he's just like thinking to himself, you know, all these people are hired by the professor. I only saved him once upon a time. Why am I here? So he just starts walking through the house, just observing random shit,
Checking shit out, wandering around.
checking it out. Yeah,
Wall-to-wall bookcases in every room.
a bunch of bookcases. So I'm just gonna start reading random books.
Yeah, on the bright side, this is the smartest barbarian you've ever met, so
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start reading books.
just grab a book off the shelf and read it.
Okay. Every book you find seems to have something to do with the occult, or curses, or undead zombie happenstances. Now, anyway, in the journals tab at the top right, there's a thing under handouts, if you're so interested in that.
Or what is it, under mysterious note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am totally reading this.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Upon realizing how hot this girl is, I'm gonna drop the book on the floor and go start talking to the girl.
Just start chatting her up. Nothing in particular, just talking.
Nothing in particular.
Alright, let me know when we get back. Meaning, Hectus, are you done?
Meaning
Oh.
fast travel.
I mean, at this point, I'm just talking to her about my god and how Shankhill, the gatekeeper, doesn't exactly discriminate between people's, wrongdoings in their current life, if there were any to begin with. I try and comfort her in saying that he's probably in a better place right now, and I know that for a fact. Kind of like a diplomacy, just to make her like me more.
Just chatting her up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not blatantly flirting, but letting her know that you know some stuff about some stuff.
Yeah, letting her know, she feels comforted, hopefully, by my words, and
I like
maybe
it.
more vulnerable.
I like it.
Roll diplomacy.
Okay.
Oh, he's a fucking diplomat.
I would like to use my once a day inexplicable luck as well.
Hectus, if I walk in and her shirt's off, I'm gonna be pissed, just so you know. Just throwing that out there now.
Doesn't that give like
Okay.
+8 to a roll?
Yes.
Yeah, so roll 120
God, you suck!
Yeah, interested, but that's not enough.
Yeah, she's happy with you, but not gonna take her shirt off because her dad just died. Nice.
Happy enough to return Witty back.
At some point, I get bored with the conversation and go around reading his books as well.
You just straight up get bored with her?
Well-
Fantastic.
Well, you gotta remember Sherlock comes back at some point, right? So Sherlock comes
I was
in.
kidding about that. I'm
Start-
still reading books.
Okay, you guys are all both just reading. Assuming the conversation just dies eventually.
Yeah. Like, I'm not very good at small talk to begin with. I'm good at getting to a point. Well, getting her to my point, but whatever.
Sure.
Damn.
So bad. All right. So how long before we return?
Okay. So, you guys stagger back to town after
Yeah.
downing your pint of
I'm like a 5 out of 10 right now, right? Like I'm drunk, but I'm not sloppy. My dex is like a 20. I feel like I could
the
keep
alcohol to begin with.
14% and a pint. That's like, I mean, I'm a little guy, but fuck, guys, I'm not that little. I'm not sloshed.
Do we want to roll like a fortitude check or
Do
something?
we want to roll a drunk check? I'll roll a drunk check.
Joke.
Do that
Yeah.
like a fort
Drunk
saving
check.
throw, or what would we roll?
Dude, yeah.
A fort save. Oh, God damn it, I was joking.
No, still right now.
All right, rolling it. Fuck it, it's cool. Fuck, I'm sloshed.
Drunk as fuck.
God, I'm the worst ex-Spec Ops kid ever. Alright, fair enough. So I stagger back into the house.
Yep. Flop down on the chair.
Yeah, how long do we have still before the will? Like, what's our time frame here?
Not long. He arrives about,
He's
the
scheduled to
count
arrive.
arrives about 5 minutes after you.
Okay, so Hecadus and I walk in, I assume we enter the foyer, she's sitting in there somewhere, and the other two aren't to be seen. They're
Seems
off,
that way.
wandered off somewhere. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna approach her and say, where are my companions?
It's rudely wandering around the house.
Fantastic, they seem to do that. I will collect them. He should be here shortly, yes?
Yep.
Okay. So, I just walk away and just go wander to find them. Who do I bump into first?
Looks like the barbarian.
I bump into the barbarian. Okay, Sherlock, what are you doing? There's a super cute chick in the other room who's incredibly vulnerable right now, and you're in here reading a book.
She's not my type. Good sir.
Brilliant. The guy's gonna be here soon. Do you have any idea where Marcus is?
I thought I saw him reading another book over there.
Okay. I'm gonna head where he pointed and assume that he's walking back.
I'll walk back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I head to Marcus. Marcus, are these books really this interesting? You and Sherlock are both sitting around reading while there's a solid 8 out of 10 in the other room right now grieving. What are in these books that is so intriguing to you?
He keeps a composed face and sighs regretfully and nods and says, "Been there, done that, didn't work."
So you struck out. Fair enough. Well, no, seriously though, what are in these books? What does he have?
Just religious texts, some stuff specifically about necromancy. What else was there, Psycho?
Just standard books on pretty much any book you can imagine about removing curses, applying curses.
Yeah, just
stopping-
curses, magic, that kind of stuff. Basically,
Dark side of
anything that could be misconstrued as necromancy probably was in this house.
Okay, so no one can hear me except me and Marcus right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We found the leader. The barkeep happened to be one of the guys in his group. I threw down 16 gold to try to get this guy to talk to buy him a booze, and the leader flat out ignored me. Just completely brushed me off. Didn't want to talk to me at all. Just kept mentioning that he's accused of necromancy. The barkeep told me that this is all just rumor. They have no evidence of this, but now these books you're finding are all about necromancy. You researched with him, right?
I was hired as a bodyguard, yes, and I
You were
may
hired.
have understood part of his research.
Did you, when I worked with him, there was never any blatant misgivings that came off. There was never anything horrible that he was doing. Did you notice anything?
No, we always hunted the local flora, and he would dissect them and examine them more closely. Just plants in general, animals, whatnot.
Okay, well the books are too much for me, but just
So, quick question. When Sobo is saying this, since he's hammered, how much of this do I actually believe, and how seriously am I taking it?
I'm not that hammered. I had 1 pint of booze. I'm not that destroyed.
You just
I
can't
don't
hold your
know.
shit, man.
I mean, I rolled like dick,
Hammered.
admittedly, so that one booze fucked me up, but I assume there's a top end for one beer, right?
It was strangely glowing green tinted beer.
It was strangely growing clean,
So
and
I
it
can't
did
tell
cost
if
me
he's like serious or not, right? I'm just kind of like, are you sure you're not just hallucinating, Sobo?
I don't know. Do you want to believe the drunken babblings of a madman?
I'm only 18. I'm not a madman.
I mean, what he's saying so far makes sense, even if it is drunkenly slurred. So I'll go with it for now.
Okay. These books are too much for me. I'll gain nothing from being in here. He's supposed to be here in about 10 minutes, though.
Okay.
Can you grab... Don't steal any books, but can you get a mental archive of what you see here? See if there's anything that isn't blatantly about the occult. And meet us back at the front. I assume we're going to be reading this will soon.
Okay.
And then I'm going to stagger my happy ass back over there.
Would I have stumbled across something blatantly the occult, or?
Not in his personal library, no.
Okay. Cool. So after finding nothing and just remembering what I've read so far, I just go back downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're just... I'm not going to try to make a pass at this chick. I'm too fucked up, and I know it. Plus, my rolls are not being nice to me, so I'm going to save these for combat so I can shoot one of you assholes. So I'm just going to walk back in the room and essentially sit down.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything in passing that I can really do all that important, but I'm just going to hang out, basically.
While we wait, I'll go and give my condolences to his daughter Kendra. And say that he will be missed.
Indeed.
I'm chilling.
Anything else of note that's happening?
Nope. So you all return to the foyer just as Councilman Vashian arrives precisely on time.
Beautiful.
Incidentally, he is about the closest thing this town has to a solicitor and handles all of the local legal matters.
Nice.
But he doesn't say anything to you.
So I want to take a look at this guy. Is this guy like just some scrawny old guy who's good with paperwork?
Pretty much.
So he just walks in and stands there?
He walks in and says, "Do you have a office in which we can read the will?" And Kendra leads everyone into the study in the
Okay.
back of the house, essentially.
Was that where I was reading the books, or?
No, books are scattered all around the house. Wall to wall, bookshelves, every room. But, yeah, goes into the study, sits down behind a desk. Everyone pulls up chairs in front of the desk.
I don't
And-
pull up a chair. I'm still standing.
Okay. Some people pull up chairs in front of the desk. And, he then shows you the will and testament. It is essentially a scroll sealed with a wax seal, and is very keen on showing you that the wax seal is in fact not broken, and marked with the Professor.
The Professor's seal.
I'm going to call him Petrikov.
Professor L. Let's just call him Professor
just
L.
Professor L.
Sure.
Distant cousin to Professor Xavier. Got it.
No, not that professor.
That's Professor X to you.
Yeah, Charles to me. We're good friends.
Yeah.
The best of friends.
Feedback.
Oh, it's right here. His name is Petros.
Yeah, perfect.
So, that's probably something I should remember. Now, upon showing you that the seal is currently unbroken, he pops it open and begins unscrolling the scroll. Upon... my brain's not working. It's too late at night.
Sure. Not a problem.
Need caffeine or something. Anyway, a sizable metal key falls out of the scroll and clangs around on the table. But the councilman immediately ignores it and begins to stare
I'm gonna
blankly.
reach up immediately and take the key and look at it.
I smack your hand.
Sherlock,
Okay.
please. Sherlock, we'll all get our comeuppance. Just wait.
You gotta let him grab the key or not.
I smacked his hand out of the way.
You're an asshole.
Well, he hit him in the hand, and I told him no. Are you still going after it, Caning?
No, I'm not gonna go after.
Okay.
Pulls his hand back and rubs its pain. Pours his hand.
He is a dwarf. I expect these things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So. Vashian then begins to read the will, which reads as...
Actually, Syke, hold on. Hold on.
Yes?
Do you want to take a small, 3-minute break here? It's been about an hour. I figure we're
Oh.
going to do a break once every hour, hour and a half, just so that I can smoke cigarettes, essentially. And before we actually do this, we can go ahead and let you get this all hyped up. Otherwise, you can just go ahead and read this now. We'll take a break afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
5 minute
cool.
break.
Cool. Yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break real quick because I'm going to go get some cancer. I'm going to mute the stream. Guys in the call, don't disappear just yet. I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys.